a roll. Let's see if Smite Evil's working.
Alright, so, welcome. This game is called the Crimson Vow, and this is actually my second attempt at doing the 3.5 system in the last 5 years. We got our players here today, Haley and Ellis. You might know Ellis from my Halo game, which is the
Hello.
D100 system from tomorrow, actually. So, welcome to episode, I guess, 0. We'll do episode 1 once our third player gets in here. So while we have that looking forward to, how about you two tell us a little bit about your characters and first appearance and looks? Ellis, you can go first.
Cool. I'm playing Jason Munford. He's a 5'10", 150 pounds human male cleric. Looks kind of like Uther. Is it Pendragon? From WoW. Looks a little bit like Uther from WoW. And yeah. Background: raised in a village. I went in life became a farmer and then suddenly appeared in some weird ass tower. That's about me.
Alright, and Haley?
Okay, I'm playing Yuli Nadaril, the half-elf paladin. So usually when half-elves are dealing with where they fit in life, they sort of look either to try and live up to the elven name or really put the effort in and not seem weird around humans. So she went to the church side of things, and the whole community aspect made her feel accepted. And she found a real passion for doing good. Her mum was the the temple priestess in the church, so she got into it that way. She's 5'8", 123 pounds. She's got like long blonde hair and ambery eyes. Just badass, probably.
Well, let's hope.
Yeah.
And as always, from our returning fans and everybody that's watching on YouTube, I am Knight. You can follow me on NightxGamer to see the VODs on all of these, and you can follow NightxGamer almost anywhere. Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, you name it. And it is my job as Dungeon Master to craft this world into your mind so you can image it as I set the players through a mental hell. I mean, paradise. Alright, so, actually, let me get the intro part open, because that might actually be helpful. Haha. Give me one moment. So this is a little insert from a song that I used to help set the mood for this game. 20 bonus points to anyone that can figure out what song it is. Although right now, there are countless things I don't understand. I simply keep moving forward on a path I believe. It matters not what kind of friend or foe I may come across. There's no way I'll let go of my hold on this blood-red oath. Darkness is where you're brought into this world, an infant of the abyss that laid claim onto your memories, leaving you with nothing but shattered thoughts and tattered remains. Where are you? How did you get here? Are you alone? The well-placed questions left your thoughts, but with little clarity given except for the view of a great oaken door with ornate carvings etched into it. Will you open it? That's the insert to them joining into the game. So, a few passed prior to that. Opening the door, they went through as they all noticed that side by side they were next to each other, with all of them having equal concerns of no memory except for very few scattered pieces of information. As they looked behind them to see where they went walk through, they looked at a large black spire that had doors surrounding it. And as they turned to read their landscape, they saw a large city built into the side of a mountain. As they all looked and pondered this sight, they realized that, in unison, it was nothing to them. They knew not where they were or what they were brought to. All they knew is that they existed, and they were here for some reason. Making their way to the city, they came across a hovel that had a man sitting inside. He was dressed in light armor, had a rapier at his side, and was sitting there almost expecting them to come, waiting. As they got there, he greeted them, stating that, "We've waited for more people like you, because the Order is always in need." It was at this time that the players were introduced to the Order, so they are called, which is a group of hired on men and women that they use to handle problems around the city. It was at this time that they finally figured out the name of the city that they now claim to be near, which would be called the Empire of Neverasa in the city of Layfield. It was at this time that the man gave them all a copper piece bound by leather and on a string to help donate the rank that each of them would hold in the order. They were then told that they had few means of going up in the order by doing marks that they set forth, helping out people in Layfield, and overall, not dying. After that, he also gave them 10 silver and said, "If you wish to join, you can have both. But I'm not your teacher, and I'm not planning to teach you. If you plan on learning anything to survive here, you would have to get your own means to do so." Taking these words at heart, our group took the 10 silver and the copper-bound necklace and went straight to Layfield and were able to find their own respective trainers. Ellis, or Jason,
Yep.
who did you run into to get your training?
Being lost in a new city, Jason would go straight to the church for sanctuary, like guidance, that kind of thing. Chances are I bumped into a priest, some sort of clergyman.
Do he have a name?
Yeah, let's see, random name generator. Let's call him Felix.
Felix. Describe Felix to me.
Older man, about late 40s, early 50s, like graying hair. Still holds himself like pretty strongly, solidly. But like wearing like cream robes and the obvious pendant hanging from his neck.
How did your training go for the week that he had you?
Pretty much just teaching me about like the history of the land I'm in, like showing me the way of Hieronymus. Is that how you pronounce his name?
We'll roll with it.
Yeah. Yeah, showing me the path of Hieronymus, like the ways of war, but ultimately seeking out to help instead of kill. It was a good time. Like, rather peaceful time for Jason. Even though he knew next to nothing about where he is.
So then, with your week time with your trainer, how did you find yours, Haley? Or Yuli?
So, when I arrived, I would have. She's quite a sociable person, so I'd have went to maybe an inn or a tavern first and got to know the locals who would have pointed me in the direction of the temple or the church, where I met Elaine, who uh, she works with the local children, teaching them how to use arms and things with the church. But she's also very talented and powerful weapon wielder herself.
How did you
She taught me
approach
a bit.
her?
Um, well, like I said, I went to the tavern and found out information of where I should go to learn things of the world, and I was pointed towards the church, and I walked up to her and introduced myself. Says I'm here to learn and push the children out of the way to get to our valuable teachings.
How did she train you? Was she hard?
No, she was a very nice lady.
Mm-hmm.
She did her best to accommodate clumsiness, and eventually we made some headway, and I became a valiant defender of the faith.
So you each had your respective week go by. After paying off your trainers, you're left with 7 silver and a few equipments that your trainer lent to you so that you could try to be successful, now being fresh members of the Order. It's promptly midday on the 7th day. It would be the day that you both agreed to meet up once again after going through whatever trials and tribulations you had to for your respective trainer. And you met up at a overflowing fountain that is near the entrance of Layfield that has an icon of a bear spouting water from its mouth. The population, after you've been here for so long, is primarily human. There's very little deviation off of that. There's probably 9 halflings to every 100 human you see, 5 to every 100 elves, or 5 elves to every 100 human you see, and 3 for dwarves. One thing you do note that there's no half-orcs. There's actually no ogres, no half-ogres. It's very heterocentric towards human races or halfling races, half-elves, stuff like that. Nothing that's considered abnormal to standards then. But you stand outside of this now overflowing fountain as you see each other for the first time in the past week.
Yeah, I walk up, extend a hand.
So it's good to see you, Jason, and grasp it extremely firmly.
You too, Yuli.
How has your venture gone in dedicating yourself?
Kind of gesture like to myself in full armor, same as you. It's like, it's gone well. The church seems to look kindly upon me.
Look at this shiny sword. Isn't it
Pull out mine.
glorious?
Seems we're on a similar path.
Yes. It's good to have you with me.
Always.
As you all look around, you try to find the other 2 that you actually came into this world with, but doesn't seem like they've come yet.
It seems our companions. Yes. How unfortunate.
Probably still asleep.
I imagine so. These flea-ridden, filthy beds They're so comfortable and hard to get out of.
And as she mentioned that, the realization came to you all. Now that you're now full-fledged members of the guilds that you joined, they won't take up to housing you for free anymore. So the thought of actually having a lodging for the first time comes to thought.
It seems we may need to start working.
Indeed. We cannot lay about and meet off of the church for much longer. It's just what they have given us to make our way in this world, my friend.
I seek to pay them back for that.
Yes, indeed. How shall we go about it?
Kind of like look around.
You do know
Perhaps-
that the Order has a building in Layfield that is a large stone and oak building with a symbol of a circle being slashed by what looks like a sword. And that's
Shall we
their...
head? Shall we head there?
See no reason not to.
Let us go and find work.
Let's. And say we head off.
So as you go over to the Order's main post here, the air is filled with a light smoke as you see a half-elf male behind a counter, and behind him is a large-looking wooden map that's hung up on the wall behind him that shows areas that are still very unfamiliar with you since you're very new to this place. As he currently has his head down with a pipe hanging out of his mouth, looking down as he's reading something.
I will saunter over to him and say, "Hello, friend. I was wondering if you could help us."
You hear an audible sigh as he turns his head up, looking more at you with his eyes than using full body motion. What is it now?
Aha! We are looking to earn some gold and such by doing good deeds for the community.
Almost out
Can
of
you-
boredom, you see his eyes like trail down to follow. Do you have your copper piece in view? Or do you have it hidden?
I probably have it maybe tucked on the side by the sheath of my sword.
So not in full view.
Look, I could sort of flash him out if he was looking me over, I guess.
I got mine dangling from my neck with my holy symbol.
So you see his eyes trail down from looking at you in the face boredly to like looks like he's looking at your chest, and then like after it doesn't seem like he sees anything he wants to see, he then turns his head to Jason as he then looks down at your chest, Jason, and then he's like, "Coppers, eh?"
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can find a farmer that lost a chicken for you to go chase.
Grand. We shall retrieve this fine chicken for those poor farms folk. Can I do a sense motive to see if he's taking the absolute mince out of me?
Yes.
Okay. Roll it just now then.
Well then. Yeah, it feels like he's just being outright prick.
Okay. I'm gonna lean over the table, sort of get his attention more firmly, and I'm saying, look, we want to really we've put a lot of effort into training. We want to make a difference. We're here to do good, and I'm going to hit him with some diplomacy. Diplomancy. Mancy. It is now my most powerful spell. Oh. Oh.
Not the best roll, but
12.
Yeah. He pushes off the table as he sits into his chair, as he claps his hands together, as he leans into you, looking at you in the face, as the pipe in his mouth just switches over to the other side of his lips, as you hear him take an inhale and then just blow it in your face. I have enough of you copper pieces coming in here, figuring out that they can bite more than they can chew. You are green, you don't even know much about this land. I know you're kind. Help with easy labors in the town. Don't try to go off with any marks. You're not ready.
So point us in the direction of somewhere we can help. That's all we want.
I'm just scuffing my feet at this point. Like,
He turns to you, Jason. Do you have your holy symbol in view?
Yeah.
How about you tell people a little description of your holy symbol for people that don't know about your deity?
I believe it's a fist clenching a lightning bolt, but I'll have to check.
Yes, it is. I believe so.
Yeah. See, it's a silver fist clenching like a golden lightning bolt, but made out of wood.
You want to help, eh?
In any way we can.
He looks back at her and then at you. He's like, fine. As you hear a loud audible smack as he seems to close whatever he was doing, as he gets up off the table and walks behind this wall where this large wooden map is to a door that's on the other end of it. Wait here, as he goes into the doorway. As you're left alone in the main entrance of the Order's installation here.
Well, he was rude.
You say anything to him, Haley?
I'll just nod. I'm a bit taken aback. It wasn't. They didn't respond in a friendly manner as I was expecting.
After you get to that point, you hear a loud, audible crash on the other side where he went.
I walk up to the door, give it a knock, and say, "Are you all right in there?"
After a moment of silence, you're then returned with, "Yes, I'm fine." Damn it.
Did something
And then
wrong?
you hear some shuffling in there.
Is everything all right?
After a brief moment, the door swings open as you see him in a tizzy. He pushes past you guys, goes straight to the table, and looks like he's looking at stuff.
Lose something, friend?
Coppers. You are coppers. I might now have something for you. It seems like I had a slight incident in the back room that may turn out to be a lot more problematic than I do wish for. I
What
see.
happened?
Haley, do you have your symbol visible?
Yeah, I'll also have like a horribly crudish sun painted on whatever I'm wearing. The scale mail.
Right, you're both men and women of the cloth. This might work. You see him bite his thumb.
Haha, he says you're a woman, Jason. Haha.
Says you're a man, Yuli.
As he just looks at you too, it's like, what the f... It seems like one of the Platinum Plate's recent addition to the Order escaped. It was a fairy. A wood nymph, to be more exact. We had her contained in a bottle, and it looks like she broke free.
Maybe you should try a box next time.
Maybe you should try to... Calm down, Usuf. You know what the physician said? You see him, like, close his eyes and put his hands in the air. Do you want this or not?
Of course.
Great. As he takes out a long-looking crimson ledger as he begins to write in it. I am now making this an official mission set by the Order. If you are to completely help us by recapturing this nymph and bringing it back to us, you would be awarded 50 silver pieces a head.
It's not bad.
Where was the nymph originally taken from?
It was taken from the Dark Wood about 4 days from here.
I will ask him for as much information as I can of him and use my gather information.
Alright.
$17.
So with the 17, the way I like to run my gather information checks is, depending on how high they roll, I give the player a set amount of questions to ask me, and then I will answer them as a DM. That will be your player knowledge that you would get from them. So with the
Okay.
17 from this guy, you can get 3 questions.
Okay. I will ask him what's the best way to lure the nymph.
The wood nymph that he mentions to you particularly likes to cause mischief. The way that they captured it before was the platinum holders, the platinum chip holders. They pretended that they were in trouble, which was a prime selection for the nymph to screw around with. And using that to take to their advantage, they were able to capture it through that.
Do you have any questions, Jason?
You're muted, by the way.
Oh, do you have any questions,
Jason's
Jason?
muted.
No, sorry, I was. Do you have any reason to believe it would return to the Black Forest?
The Darkwood.
Darkwood, yeah, sorry. Thinking Germany.
No. The nymph would not be able to return back there by itself, because if it's in an environment like that, it wouldn't be able to make it there on its own. It would have to be transported. It would most likely be killed.
Good to know.
So it's probably somewhere in the city or in the surrounding forest by the city.
How long ago did the fairy escape?
I would say it just escaped when he was in the back room, and that's what the
Oh,
pressure was.
I would know that.
Wait, did you knock it off the shelf?
Sorry, you only had 3 questions?
Okay, that's fair.
Okay.
Also, if you complete this mission, you would be going up by 2 reputation.
Cool.
Do we need to go and purchase a container to keep this fairy in?
Well, I would definitely deem it necessary.
Yes.
This mission will not
Jason,
be complete if it's killed. It needs to be brought back alive.
How
shall we
big of
go
a
in?
bottle are we talking?
He opens his hands and raises it about a foot long.
Well, we could go to the tavern first for a little bit.
Yes. I'm fine with heading to the tavern. So we should hear if there's any rumours.
He holds his hands out as you guys are leaving. Sign! As he has the red ledger out, as it encompasses that. It would be your two's name. Yuli and Jason decided to accept the mission sent out by the order to retrieve and give back lost property of one wood nymph from the Darkwood. It has been told that the wood nymph should be brought back alive, and that if it's brought back dead, any or all assets or reasons to pay said two individuals would be considered void.
I'm going to take up like 4 boxes, the biggest extravagant. Yuli.
Jason just puts like a little X.
I'll put an X to it.
As you guys write through your ledgers and put your signatures on it, as you do your strokes, where you wrote in pen, it glue a bright white color as it's set into the ledger itself.
This does not take our souls, does it?
Well, that's very presumptuous of you to think that you started with one.
I'll say thank you for your help.
Please try to complete this mission within due time. The longer it takes, the more trouble that it can be.
So why not just kill it?
Because we need it alive. A client requested one.
Oh, I see. Very well. I'll see you soon, nymph in hand.
Let us hope. He would give you guys a sarcastic look as he would flip the pipe onto his other side of the lip, as he's now closed the ledger and is just now looking at you guys, waiting for you to leave.
Can't
I
stand there
depart.
and look at him for a bit.
He
Then
cocked his
walk
head
out
and looks
slowly
directly at you.
backwards.
He just has his head cocked looking at you now.
Yeah, I walk out. How rude.
What a strange fellow. I don't say that within earshot, that's outside. After I departed.
Yeah, as you guys walk through the door, you say, that's fine.
To the tavern. I would ask just whoever's nearby where the nearest tavern was.
So you stop one certain individual, as it looks like he was in the middle of like scolding his child. And the kid's just crying there. It's like, no, I told you not to eat those beetles. Do you know how mad your mother will get? What is it?
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry to interrupt your scolding of your child. Would you perhaps point us in the direction of the nearest tavern?
Yes.
Fine drinking.
He points in random directions. There. The Emerald Wang.
I'll look to Jason to remember where this is.
You say the Emerald Wang?
Yes, Emerald Wang.
Okay.
To the Emerald Wang.
Onwards.
Daddy, she said Wang. Shut up. Oh. Yes, yeah, you guys move
We
on.
head hence.
So as you head into the direction, you see a inn. That's a single-storied timber frame building with a large sign hanging out of it that says the Emerald Wayne, Wain.
See, in regards to where this is situated near sort of the borders of the town, is it like
It's further
towards?
into the city. You walked in about like 20 minutes to get there.
Okay.
So you're heading up the mountain, essentially, right now. Since the city
Okay.
is built on one. As you're sitting outside of this, now, the building itself looks to be in very common repair. It doesn't look too extravagant, doesn't look too cheap or shady. As you see a good amount of locals heading in and out of it by the time that you reach to the doors.
Well then, it seems like the best place to get a bottle. And a good place to cause mischief.
Do you wish to cause mischief in this bar?
No, but I believe the nymph will.
Ah, I see your reasoning. Very clever.
I try. And guess we walk in.
Alright, so as you head into the bar itself, or the inn, you see a chair get careened right next to the pillar next to you. As you see one male on the ground, and over him is a short, stocky looking male with a long gray beard with metal plates clamped into the beard itself. The top of his head is bald, and his expression is just a full anger as you get in there. Now I want you out of my inn, and don't you ever come back, or I'll be shoving this fist in your mouth, I will. You see the man on the ground just like scrap to his feet as he just pushes back to you guys.
I would walk over to the man who was shouting at him to get out and ask him what happened.
The man that's
What?
leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, the man that was shouting at him to leave.
The
Walk
owner.
over to him and say, what troubles has this man caused you?
Little thief tried to pick my purse. I don't stand for stealing, I don't.
Jason, do you want to investigate and I'll go and speak to the man outside? I think this sounds like mischief.
Of course.
Yeah,
Is
so-
the guy with the beard dwarven?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I'll walk up to him and start talking to him in dwarven. Say there, stout fellow.
Oh, your accent is horrible.
I'm English. Do you know the man who tried to pick your pockets?
Pretty sure it's the carpenter's son.
Hmm.
Piss puss
You ever done
lad.
Ever done something like this before?
Oh, he better not. If I find out that he been pinching anything from me, then I'll bash his skull in.
I didn't mean from you, good sir. I mean from the town. Is he prone to theft?
No.
Well, there's my questions. Thank you for your help. Would you like a drink?
Why would I need a drink for my own bar?
May I have a drink?
Now you're speaking my language, he says, looking at you and escorting you over to the bar.
Yeah.
But
Go
on
to
the
bar.
outside of the Emerald Wayne,
Wang.
you'll hear as you make your way out and look over the streets. Give me a spot check or perception.
Sorry. Perception. Is it? Oh, yeah, it's spot. 9.
All right, so a 9. I could beat a 9, right? Yes.
Oh, just.
You look around, and even though the streets itself aren't very populated, it's not densely populated, you don't see him.
Dang, lost him. I'll enter back into the Emerald Wang.
So as you head back into the Emerald Wing, you see Jason heading to the bar following the dwarven male.
I'll tell him, so Jason, the boy was lost in the crowd. I couldn't see him after we left. After he left.
Well, we know where he lives now. He's the carpenter's
Ah,
son.
excellent. Shall we head there immediately? I believe the poor boy has been the bane of this fairy's mischief.
Maybe not immediately. We do need a vessel to contain the fairy.
Ah, yes. I'm so
I
forgetful.
point at a bottle on the shelf. How much is that?
Oh, I see what you're looking at. That's a fine brew right there.
Oh, I'm sorry. How much is that one?
What the... You don't want that. You want the first one.
No, I really don't. I'm rather poor.
No, see, look. This one. It's made from rusted oak. And brewed on the finest dwarven brewers. As he tries to coerce you into buying that bottle.
I take out 2 silvers and put them on my table.
I don't believe wood is a good container for this creature, Jason. I think the man said it was glass. It was previously
But
kept.
you said you take out 2 silvers?
Yeah.
Alright, here you go! As he takes the bottle out and hands it to you.
I feel I've been scammed. Well,
Is there any other glass containers?
No, glass shatters.
Do you not think it was in the glass because perhaps it's a wood nymph? Do they have any magical
That's a good point.
abilities with their preferred substance?
Oh, what do you
Fear
know?
would break free of the wood.
I have no idea.
Unfortunately,
I have no idea. I'm just guessing.
Unfortunately, you both only have very little idea of what you're dealing with. All you know is that he said that it was in a bottle, so that's what you're going with. But now you're sitting on rusted oak, a bottle of rusted oak. It's
Yeah,
enough
yeah, 2
serving
tankards.
for. Yes, for 2.
Yep. I mean, I can't drink it all.
Oh, well, that'd be another 2 silver. Oh, tankards. Yeah, here you go, bro.
Yeah.
I'll pay for mine as well.
Well, he bought the entire bottle. Or are you just giving it to him?
Oh, are we drinking it? Okay, I see.
That was the idea.
Yes, I'll join him in a drink.
Yeah.
Pay for some food as well, whatever cheap things. Bartender, what fine meals do you have for us to partake in?
Your finest moldy bread.
We have the finest meals here at the Wayne.
Of course.
At
What
the
a fine
Wang.
establishment you have. Can I try and butter him up a wee bit? It's beautiful. The oak embellishments on the roof are simply eye-catching.
You can see the rust growing off it.
Oh yes, it's very aged. See, the rust. That's the good part. That's how you know it's good, and not some prissy little elven piss water.
Yes, I know, right? Elves. What are they like?
But yeah, go ahead and roll your.
And diplomacy? I think that changes.
Actually, just
their
roll your
attitude.
charisma.
Charisma.
Can I assist that in any manner?
If you roll a 15 or higher, you can give her a plus equal to your modifier.
Oh,
Balls.
20. Not a
No worries.
natural 20. 17 plus 3.
But yeah, you talk him over and butter him up. He's feeling how you are talking about him, and he really hasn't paid attention to your ears yet. So that's also going good for you.
Excellent.
It's like, yeah. You know what? I like you too. Sure. I'll give you a bit of my boiled bear and peas on the house.
Ah, you're a gentleman and a saint.
Thank you ever so much.
You make sure that you come back to the Emerald Wayne
For sure we shall.
and ask for urine.
You're in the Emerald Wang, of course.
So you guys are left to your own devices at this table right now, as he's getting his chefs and or cooks or whatever to make your food. As you look around, there's approximately 5 other people of note in here. I mean,
So
there's
since we're
more than
drinking,
5, but there's 5 that stand out.
since we're drinking this, is it ale?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping we don't get too drunk and clumsy. The meal will maybe line our bellies a little.
Oh, we could always share, make some new friends.
Yeah. We cannot stay too long. We've been warned about leaving the nymph up to mischief.
Well, it shouldn't take more than an hour. So, I'll lean over to like another table, I guess. Like invite him over for a drink.
As you look over to the table next to you, it's a grizzled-looking human, and as he turns his head, actually as an earring, you can see that he has a silver plate.
Ah, greetings, friend. I like gesture my bronze plate, copper plate, or whatever.
Copper.
Yeah.
You just grumbly sigh and then turn his head. It looks like his expression is sorrowful.
I kind of
You
like
look
turn around
troubled.
turn around to Yuli to say, should we join him?
Yes. Shall we invite this friend over for a drink of our ale?
Yes. So I get up and sit at his table with the bottle.
I'll take some food over as well.
So as you guys get over there, you can tell that he's dressed in plate armor, but there's gouges in it. Sprays of what looks like dried blood. His face looks like grim, and he's just now staring in the untouched ale in front of him. His features itself, he has long, dark brown hair, a 5 o'clock shadow. He looks to be very buff himself. Well shaped. And then, like I said, he has a silver plate as an earring.
I can't sit down next to him and say, I'm sorry for your loss, friends.
He turns his head, he's like, what? Huh? Yeah.
Gesture to Yama.
Yeah. Right. So he looks
Close
back
friends?
into the drink. Only ones I ever knew.
And so it was horrible losing someone close.
Right, right. As he says that, he takes the tankard and just downs it, and slams it on the table.
I top it up with what we've got.
You know, this place is really screwed over.
This inn or the city?
All of it. Why are we here? He grabs you by your collar. Puts a hand on you. Oh, also, if you're talking to Haley, you're muted.
Yeah, I realised. It wasn't important. I was just saying I was down in my drink with him when I toast.
Yeah, it's like this entire place, this world. Why are we here?
I'm like pull up my holy symbol a little bit to help everyone we can,
To
no
help?
matter the cost. To help.
To help! He gets up and he tosses his sword on the table, knocking over the tankards that are on the table. If you guys put them down.
I quickly lift up the bottle.
We're really here to help. Then why are they sending us here to kill things? No? From what I
Sometimes
remember, killing is not good.
Sometimes
Sometimes
things
you
need to
have to.
die. The easiest way to stop evil is to destroy it.
Oh? Have you been there? Have you sunk your blade into another as it looked at you wanting not to die?
No, but I've seen conflict. I've seen evil.
No. There's no such thing as evil. Good.
Julie's not too smart. She'll look about. She'll be like, where? Where's the evil?
Only thing out there is death. And I'm done. I don't care what they send after me. I'm not working for them anymore. He then rips the silver plate out of his ear.
Ooh. Would you like me to heal that for you?
No. This will be my reminder, he says, gripping on the silver plate. As you guys hear a crunch as he drops it as the leather bounces on the ground. As you see now, the plate that he was holding in his hand, he actually just bent as he starts to walk out.
Safe travels, friend. You kind of like look over at, I guess, Yorin, say, sorry about the commotion.
No, Yaron's not even there. He's doing food.
Alright, cool. I lean over the counter and take all the money. I'm joking, by the way. Kind of like look around for anyone else.
As you look around, you look down at the table where his spilled mug was and his sword.
Oh. You really think we should take this?
I think in his place we could use this sword to do what he cannot.
Embody the strength he clearly lacks. I like it.
Yes. I think we should name it somehow after him.
Alebane.
Yes, I like it.
So as you guys now are like, after you looked at the sword and had that conversation, you look around, you notice there's one person in particular kind of eyeing you from across the bar.
I kind of just like gesture him over.
Yeah. Come here.
It looks to be a male-looking elf that has a very curious brow that's looking at you right now. He's just rubbing his chin.
I'll adjust my breastplate.
He does not seem to be amused.
Yeah, I just like call out in Elven. Say, friend, stop scowling and come over here.
Your accent is horrible.
I'm English.
I think I can pass off a pretty good elven accent. Almost. I think there's a DC check to see if I can fully
Yeah, you can.
pass myself off as it's like a disguise check.
Yeah.
DC 15. Did I just roll a disguise check for that then to mask the?
Oh, before you actually say that, you hear the door slam open as Urine is coming in with your food.
Oh, okay.
I wave him over.
I'll say an elfin. Will you join us for some food?
Alright, so go ahead and roll your disguise.
Disguise. Ooh, sick. I'm full elven.
You're so elven?
He's like, whoa, she must be like a high elf or something. Her elf skills are
Brow
off.
would actually raise in amazement, not expecting someone with such a poetic tongue to be amongst the dribble and rabble in here.
Aye, she's fancy as fuck.
He would stand and fix his shirts. It doesn't look like he's wearing armor. He doesn't even look like he's armored at all or has any weapons. It just looks like he's dressed in very fancy-looking clothes. And you notice that it's a purple robe with a symbol of an eye labeled over his right breast. Yes, I suppose that I will. I suppose this food is better than eating bugs from the earth, but only slightly. He gestures with a smile as he heads
Yeah,
over towards you.
there's a kid getting told off for that earlier.
So, imagine he would extend a hand.
Did you perhaps happen to see what, um, if anything strange, if anything seems strange about the trouble that was in the tavern earlier?
Did you take his hand?
Yes,
Okay.
but like a completely different what I'm saying to what I'm doing. So I'm taking his hand, but
Yeah.
asking him about what happened.
Yeah, he would take it. He would kiss it as you're asking it. And as he looks up to you, he's like, yes, I did see the locals here complaining about something about someone stealing. I do believe it's from the dwarf fellow.
Did the boy seem as if surprised by what happened, as if it was perhaps not falsely accused even?
As surprised as a young boy is for being caught from doing something stupid, I suppose, yes.
Did they try and say it wasn't him? Oh, I suppose he would say that anyway. Did they seem compelled to argue that it wasn't him that was trying to do it?
To be honest, I was not trying to pay attention to them. I was actually looking for something more intriguing.
I blush.
I think we're all blushing.
You see, I don't happen here for an accident. I'm actually here for a reason. I'm looking for people to hire. See, I'm a merchant, and I do need to travel outside the city here in a few days. Though, my wandering band, looking at the copper plate that was on the ground, seemed to have left me.
I look at Jason like,
Well, Dalebane was with you.
Excuse me.
You're excused. No. He was with you.
Yes, the one that you were sitting talking to, he was one of my escorts.
What happened to him? You clearly saw combat.
I
Could
came
do that to him.
across an incident that left the group a little. He puts two fingers up to his mouth as looks like he's looking for the words to speak.
Dead?
Yes, to put it bluntly and unelegantly.
Kind of stroke my beard as he says it. And you want us to sign on
If you're
and,
willing.
and probably die. What do you even sell?
do you even sell, bro?
Now, I sell the most elegant looking tapestries. And
You're an art
actually,
dealer.
yes, that. And I sell land.
And a land baron, of course.
Well, I wouldn't go with something as barbaric as the word baron. I like to call it this word
landlord,
that I
perhaps.
came with. No, not lord. It's so boring. I like to call myself a realtor. I'm trying to make it work. It's new words. Most people don't understand.
How far?
Maybe you
and how
should have some
much?
sort of uniform. Perhaps a red blazer.
I'll take that into consideration.
Perhaps some posters on park benches. With a smiling face.
A park bench? Why would one want to put a bench in a park? Those are for homes.
So you can claim everyone sat on your face.
Interesting. He would start to stroke his cheek. Or chin. Interesting. I may have to. I'll have to inquire with a few of my men.
And so, inadvertently, Yuli introduced ads to the world of Dungeons and Dragons. How far and how much are you willing to pay for this journey to protect your wares?
Well. I need to make my way to a town that is approximately 3 days' travel from here. I see that your bronze plates. You must be new to this land and don't know many of the ways about here.
It'd be safe to say we know nothing.
Oh, how boring.
Yes.
Well, you see, there's 2 cities within 3 days' walk of here. One is heading towards the Dark Wood, which I suggest you not venture out towards, no matter who offers whatever pay. The other one is our destination. And that would be Eiron. Eiron.
How many days far is Iran from this place?
It is also 3 days.
Yeah.
But in a different direction. The Darkwood is to the south. Eiron is to the east.
Where can we find you? We have a task to complete for the guild currently that shouldn't take too long. But if we wish to take you up on this offer, are you staying at this inn?
He would audibly chuckle. Me? Stay in this rat-infested shithole? Please. If you want to find me, I'll be staying at the Harper's Scroll.
Sounds fancy.
Well, it's ran by a proper innkeeper. He would turn his head looking at the dwarf at the bar right now.
As he's saying this, I'll say quite loudly over his insult that it doesn't carry quite a fine name as the Emerald Wang or the Charm.
Are you still speaking in Elven, though?
No, I'll say that in English so the barkeep sort of hears that over the insult that the
Okay.
elf.
You speak this language that no one ever's heard of. What is this English?
Oh, common.
It's the language of where I come from. It's where
This
my
dead
accent's so
language.
terrible.
So you scream over saying what again?
Oh, I'm not screaming. I'm just sort of talking over him as he begins to insult the place. I just say that the place doesn't have such a fine name as the Emerald Wang. And it's not quite so charming.
Yeah, I toast to urine. Like that. Oh, that's a weird sentence.
He would rub his chin awkwardly, looking at you. He's like, "Woman, are you in the defense of this dwarf?"
We are enjoying his fine meal. You cannot bite the hand that feeds you. Like,
Very well then, I'll see you when you have the chance to then.
thank you for your excellent conversation. It's been fun. And I will do I don't know, an elven bow.
Bend over backwards.
The backwards elven bow.
He would wistfully wave his hand in the air as he would bow to his head, as he extends his left foot out. As he would leave the bar. Or inn.
Right.
And I'm like a wee bye
Well,
to the dwarf.
As you guys look over to him, he's raising a mug towards you. It's like, yeah! Prissy bastard always tries to get me down.
I'd like say some sort of like dwarven battle cry or something.
Your accent is still terrible. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our first break of the night or day.
Ooh.
Thank you all for watching and sitting with us for our first episode of the Crimson Vow. We'll be back in approximately 15 so we can get all of our anything situated. But don't forget to hit that follow button and tune in with us every single week as we're playing this game. Not
Every single week.
every single week.
Without fail.
Without maybe.
Without
Promise, yeah. I'm making this a promise that every week we're going on break.
fail.